Hi all, welcome to my channel. I'm Mark, this is Mark's Mod. Now today guys we are going to do the Ecto-1 build. So we're going to do issue 128 of Build the Ecto-1. Now I know what everybody's thinking, why is he putting an Ecto-1 build out there after what's happened with Eaglemoss? Well, address the elephant in the room is, yes, everything's happened with Eaglemoss. Yes, we don't know if we're going to get the parts to finish this, but I can. And the reason I can is I've got all the fixtures for the front blue light bar. I didn't have the issues for the rear light bar, but then I realised I did because Eaglemoss sent me 2 issues of what we're doing basically. As a mistake, we went to go post them back to them because, you know, that's what we do. And the free tracking email free post thing didn't work, so there was already signs there that things were going down a bit south. So I do actually have the parts to finish the rear light bar, blue flashing light bar, and also then I can either go to Partwork Upgrades and get their upgrade mod or any other the modding community out there that have done it, so I can finish this Ecto-1, which is a huge relief. Yes, I might have a couple of things that are missing, but it's just the nature of what it is. But I really want to get back on this because all the Eaglemoss builds being paused, and if it's a model I can finish, it's a model I can finish. So, with all that lot said, let's get modelling. Okay, let's get started. So the first thing we need is this part here. This is the base of the blue light bar. And what we need to do, we need to put some cogs on. So this is the first one, making sure it's this way up. Then we need to put a smaller cog on, just like that. Then another larger cog. Now, you need to make sure these cogs are in the way they are in the magazine, because you want your light bar to be right. So I'm just making sure of that. I'm making sure of it, but I'm making a hash of it. Okay. You just need to make sure that these are properly aligned. Mine are not. Let's get some tweezers and just move this on a notch or so. Okay, no, I'm not. Yeah, I am happy with that. Okay, and then we need another little cog. Just like that. Then what it's saying to do is to grease it. Now they do supply you some grease, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the grease that I know well. And because of the noise this makes, I'm absolutely going to smother this in it. Problem is with the grease I use, I get it everywhere. But just try and get as much on the cogs as possible. Trust me, at this point it is better to do it than not do it, because you don't want the noise that some have been getting on it. Like I said, just the only problem is that this grease does get everywhere, as you can see. Right, so I just need to make sure I put some on it. Right, so I'd say that's pretty greased up, more or less. Okay, so once you've done that, we need to put this top plate on, just here. And we need to screw that down with some EP screws. And we need 4 of them. So that's 1 in. Quite a lot of screws today in this one. I'm really glad to be back working on the Ecto-1 because when I worked out, yeah, I can finish it, was a bit of a joyous occasion because I was like, fantastic. And I think if it wasn't for the modding community out there, who've done us proud really of helping us get to this stage. I mean, it's a different story with the DeLorean and everything, but there we go. Okay, and what we need to do basically now is just repeat on the other side. So I'm going to do it a little bit differently, live and learn. I'm going to put the 2 large cogs in first, then the little cog, so that keeps them straight. Little cog, and then we'll grease it up again. It's very, very difficult to grease this and then obviously keeping it in alignment with everything else. But I'm going to try it. Move one of them back into alignment, but I mean, in theory, it should have come pre-greased. I think it should have come pre-greased, but you know, we don't live in a perfect world. And I wouldn't mind to be a little bit different as well. Right, that's come off. I can put that on. It's just the grease just gets everywhere, and it's really hard to sort of deal with it. Okay, that's pretty greased up, I would admit that. Just making sure they're in alignment. Okay, I'm just going to get some kitchen roll just to try and get some of the grease off me. Right, okay, so again, same, we've got this plate to go on. And then again, we're going to be screwing it down with 4 EP screws. Get some of them out. I am hopeful that something gets resolved with Eagle Moss. It seems a shame with everything that's happened, and there's not a lot we can do about it. I just feel for the workers that have lost their jobs in a time where cost of living has gone up. Okay, so this is the last screw. Okay, that's now in place. Turn the page of the magazine over. Right, so the next thing to do is we need to bring these across. These are actually going to hold the lights, and we need to put them on to this and screw them in with some BP screws. So I'm going to try and bring as many across with the BP screws, because we've got 2, 4, 8 holes to get these into. That's 1. Whoops. Just making sure that these are aligned properly. Okay, that's the first one in, and then just repeat the steps. Now I know mine are slightly out, and you can see that, but I'm really not bothered by this. I just want to get it done and finish the model off. Okay, so we move on to the side now. So what we're basically going to have with this build is, obviously there's going to be a repeat of this one with the issues that I got sent extra by Eagle Moss. Like I said, we did try and return them. We went to the post office, and the free shipping just wouldn't work. So we couldn't return it. But then it just so happens it's turned out this way, so I think I even said to him at the time, I said, oh, I don't want to cost you money, and you know, I want to get these bits back to you because you sent me doubles, and we tried and we just didn't succeed. Okay, they're now in place. Fantastic. Okay, now looking at this, we need to turn this over and put these brackets on. So let's just look at the way these go round. So they go round like that. Perfect. And they're going to be screwed in with EP screws. Now we've got 2 sides to do. So this is be the first. I don't think that screws down fully. I will address that in a sec. Okay, I'm not going too far because we are going into plastic here. Right, I'm just making sure I've got this correct. So the next one that's going to go in there. again, some more EP screws. 1, 2. Tell you the truth, this is a lot smaller than what I thought it was going to be. I thought it'd be a lot bigger than that, but it seems not. That's 1. Finding it easier just to do this by hand than by having it on the mat. Okay, that's now in place. Now, we're on step 3 and we're now looking at figure C. Now, figure C is bringing over the car and putting these brackets on, even though I need to do something first. Now, I'm thinking that I'm going to leave that till last, because obviously bringing the car over and then taking it away is going to be difficult. So what we're going to do, we'll prepare the brackets that this is going to sit on. So let's have a look. Right, so that way around, and then a bracket on there, and that's screwed in with some very small GP screws. May need a bigger screwdriver, but we'll see. Oh, sorry, smaller screwdriver. No, that's gone on pretty nice. Happy with that. So that's the first one done. Make sure I get the orientation right. Okay, another GP screw. When I do install the all the bits for the roof, I will record it and, you know, show everybody how it's done. So we'll get this on. Okay, that's on. Now, like I said, normally now I'd be bringing the car across and then having to take it back, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to move on to step 4, which is basically adding motors. So we'll bring this back across. What it wants us to do first of all is install these 2 cogs. So that one there, and that one there, but I think I'm going to use a little bit more grease just to give that a bit more, bit easier. So I'm just going to put some grease just on this inner cog here. Right, so got some on that. Obviously there is grease on the cog that's down there. And then I'll do the same with the other side. So get some grease on this bit here. This is RC grease that I'm using. So I'm a big RC fan. And I've always got a tube of this lying around when I need it. Okay, that's in place. Now, the next bit it's asking us to do is to add these 2 motors. Now, the motors themselves are not going to be sat in anything. But we do need to grease up. So, I'm going to grease these cogs here and then probably leave the motors out. Only because I don't want to lose them. I think they could get easily lost. So just putting grease on this cog, and then I'll do the same with the other. Basically just trying to use as much as possible to reduce the sound. Okay, so that's one done. Okay, so that's them greased. Don't think I've ever used so much grease, but you know, is what it is. Okay, now I'm going to move that to one side because we need to bring the car across, which is behind me, so it won't take 2 minutes to grab it, even though it is it's a heavy lump now these days. Grab this. Bit dusty, but you know. Nothing is going to stop it from coming across. Right. Okay, here she is. Wow. Now I'm just going to try and just sort of position so you guys can see this. But we're going to be working on this. In these bits just to the side, and it's just basically to put the brackets in that we have. That we've done in the previous, so let's grab them. There's one to go in, so, and they're going to be screwed in with VM screws. It's so hard to work when this is on. Now, I do believe these go on a certain way because the way they're shaped. Just looking. Does it? No, they're going like that. My bad. Okay, and then we can get a screw in just at this other side. Right, that's one screw in. Grab another. I must actually clean this down because, like I said, I haven't worked on the Ecto-1 for a number of weeks now. Right, so they might need a touch-up of paint, but I'm going to do the one at the other side. You might not be able to see this, but I mean, how fascinating is putting two screws in? Not very. Well, I don't think so anyway. That's one. And then we'll put in the other. Like I said, I can touch with paint, with some paint, but to tell you the truth, the Lightbar's going to be covering it up anyway, so, you know, but I'm just putting the second one in. Just like that. Okay, that's done. Now I'm just going to put the Ecto-1 back over for a second. So, here we go. Oh, this is the heaviest model I've ever done. Right, okay. Right, so she's back where she belongs. Now I just wanted to come back to the desk and move the Ecto-1 because I just wanted to go on this again. Now, when you fit in these motors, these don't really screw in or clip in. Now my idea is to try and again reduce sound, is to put these in but use my glue gun, securing them to the bottom. I believe that will reduce the sound. I think that's going to make life a lot easier and reduce the sound. I don't need to use a lot, but I just think that might work. Basically, because at the end of the day, you know, it's not going to kill it to do it that way. And I think having a bit of the glue gun, you know, the glue is going to maybe support these better. Now, it's not going to lift them up or anything because it's just going to be a little dab. And then what it'll do is it'll go into the bits in the bottom and secure these in place. I think by doing that, it's going to make life a heck of a lot easier. So that's what I'm going to do off camera. And if it works, it works, all being well. But that is stage 128 of the Ecto-1 done. Well guys, thanks for tuning in over issue 128 of the Ecto-1. Yes, I know we've had problems and everything with the thing that's happening with Eagle Moss, but I am determined to finish that model. I am determined to finish her. And I want to finish her as well because I've worked on this model for well over 2 years and it would just seem a waste to put it away and never look at it again and not finish it. I want to finish it. I want to get there. And now I know I can do, I will be doing. Anyway, if you like this video, please give it a massive thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell and you're notified of any future videos. But as for always guys, stay safe and bye for now.